Hello everybody, welcome to Lido Fine Art. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today's video, I'm going to do an analysis on Machine Gun Kelly and Corpse's video, Daywalker. So this isn't going to be like a first impression because I've already watched it like 100 times, just because I think it's catchy as fuck, but at the same time, it kind of is unsettling. Especially like the first time I watched it, I kind of got like a bad feeling about it, and it was weird. And I went to do an analysis based off like a psychology type of analysis versus like a paranormal analysis, and I kind of want to like fuse the two. So yeah, so without further ado, I am going to put the video here. Depending on whether or not, YouTube lets me keep the video, I will keep it. But if not, I don't know what to tell you. I see everybody else do, music video reactions, so I'm gonna try it. But I'm going to watch it on my phone, and then that'll be while you guys are watching it over here. So yeah, I will also put the lyrics down in the description box below, and we're gonna go through all of them together. So here we go with this.
Punch that motherfucker in the face. You hated what he said, right? Beat his ass, leave him at the stoplight. I know you want to check.
Okay, first, right off the bat, that like high-pitched noise, that is part of the unsettling part that, I don't know, it just freaks me out a little bit.
But nobody's around, so kick him again while he's on the ground. Y'all never be the same. I wanna know if I tell you a secret, will you keep it?
Okay, so right there, he is on the table. It looks like he's in some, I don't know, police station, like questioning room, I guess. But he's laying there like this, and then while another one of him is talking at him. And I guess from a psychology perspective, that could be like his id telling him to do things, kind of like another example. If you don't know what an id is, it's like the devil on your shoulder that tells you bad shit that you shouldn't do, and you shouldn't do, but like it's telling you should do it, versus like the ego, which everyone is the ego, but the super ego is the angel on the shoulder, telling you like, hey, it's wrong, you shouldn't do this shit. So the id is the opposite of the angel. It's basically saying, you should do this, and it gives you reasons why you should do this. So that's like the first reaction like that I got from that.
Need someone to blame, and I see somebody talking with a mouth that's full of teeth I wanna break. Fight, 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 fight.
So I'm thinking what is going on here is that his first response, or in his head at least, he's thinking like if someone's talking shit, right? The first instinct he wants to do is fight and kick some ass, right? So the id is telling him to kick that person's ass. So it chooses violence, right?
Fight! Yeah. Try to kill me in the rain.
I don't know what her name is. All I can say is this part is what was... I mean, you got the high-pitched thing going on, which was very unsettling, and now you have, I guess, the corpse part, and I guess she's kind of demonic looking, yeah, with the eyes and the black leather. It's just freaky.
Let me down, so I ducked and ran away, put a gun to my face, now I fucking got your case. When I find this motherfucker in LA, I'm in his grave. All these fucking random lights. I wanna know if I tell you a secret, will you keep it?
Alright, so you have Corpse singing, if I tell you a secret, will you keep it, right? You know what that kind of reminds me of? When you have some kind of criminal, abuser, child molester, serial killer or whatever, trying to groom their victims. So pretty much, if I tell you a secret, will you keep it? That is like the OG like technique. And I don't know, it's like the most popular thing that is said, especially. Or like another example is, oh my god, you're so special. Let's keep it a secret. It's gonna be just you and me because you're so special. And creepy shit like that, right? And you know who else does that? Demons. Demons will do that. They will talk you up. They will like give you praises, and they will groom you into, pretty much, it's their manipulation technique, and that's how they get you, like, how do you say it? It's like how they get you attached or obsessed or addicted to them and what they can give you. Yeah, it's gross, to be honest. Now, obviously, I don't think at all that Machine Gun Kelly or Corpse are like criminals like that. I'm just saying that the demonic element in the song, that's what it reminds me of. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of leaning on the both side of the paranormal and psychology situation. But yeah, it's kind of a grooming technique for criminals. So this is where psychology kind of turns into like paranormal demonology. So the id, I guess they're representing the id as a demonic entity that is this woman. Yeah, I don't know what her name is, but yeah. So the way it could be paranormal is that, and I'm going to use my own experience as an example. So I have clear audience. Yeah, that's like my main thing right now that I have the ability of, is clear audience. So I can hear voices, whether it's, earthbound spirits, angels, demons. I hear all of it, especially when I'm about to like go to sleep. It's like that meditative state that you go into right before you go to sleep, and that's where it's the chattiest, and I can hear a lot. And so what demons can do is, it could feel like it is you just, battling with yourself in your head, like weighing your pros and cons and stuff. But a lot of times for me, I know it's demonic because the thoughts are very uncharacteristic of my own, because I know like what is me and what isn't me. And to be able to figure that out, first you have to know your voice and your thought patterns and all that stuff. To do that, meditation helps, but you have to be very like analytical of yourself, and so that takes a lot of practice. But yeah, so I will hear thoughts that I'm like, yeah, no, that ain't me. I don't think that way ever. So that's what I'm getting from this. So that id, that could be his devil on his shoulder type situation, could literally be a demon entity telling him to do this bad shit. And they do that. They will try to manipulate you into thinking it's your own thoughts by using your own voice, and they will try to influence you to do bad shit.
I'm in the fucking apple, I'm surrounded by some snakes! Fight! 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 Fight!
And this video is kind of very like, I wouldn't say like violent, but like the blood spatter on the wall and the blood everywhere.
fight, 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 fight.
I think too, like the whole fight, fight, fight going on over and over and over in his head. I wonder if, I don't know if this is based off of Corpse or Machine Gun Kelly. I know they collabed together, but I'm wondering, I'm not sure who wrote the song, but if it's the perspective of one of them and it's based off of something that actually happens. Like, for example, I'm not saying this is true, but let's say Machine Gun Kelly hears those words, fight, fight, fight. Like, he's in a situation where that voice is telling him to fight and fight and fight and fight, but he's choosing not to, or he does, but like, again, that could be the influence of a demonic entity. Another thing I wanted to add too is like a demonic attack. A lot of times, and this has happened to me, where when they're trying to attack you in your head, they will say something over and over and over again. Like, they'll just repeat it over and over again. So what happened to me was, so last Frontier Medium, Linda, she did a video on Brooke, a girl who is a demon worshiper, and I guess she worships Gushin. So I watched that video, right? And then from that time, for maybe like a few weeks, that demon decided to fucking attack me. And all it kept doing was repeat its name over and over and over and over again, to where it wanted me to think about him nonstop, to get me curious, to get me obsessed, so I would look more into him, so that he could manipulate me into maybe worshiping him too. So that is another thing to take into account. So he's at the part where it says, I want to know, if I tell you a secret, will you keep it? If a pussy wanna say shit, then I'll fucking stomp his face in. Wow, I can't talk. Anyway, so it goes to like the whole fight, 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 but then it gets really descriptive in how he wants to like basically kill somebody.
Pray to God and then I went to sleep with bloody hands. Inside my room I heard the sirens from the ambulance. I chipped my tooth and then I found a piece inside my pants. He talking shit, when he wake up I'll go do that again. I came back. I wanna know, if I tell you a secret, will you keep it? If a pussy wanna say shit, then I fucking start to say that. Look at me and shake it. Time can shake it up. Look at what I'm raking. Me and all these pills be on a fucking first name basis on.
So if a pussy wanna say shit, then I'll fucking stomp his face in. Holy shit. And in the video, it's that demonically looking lady saying it. Well, it's Corpse saying it, but. And then it's like, nah, not getting better, can't change it. I left blood all on the pavement. And then it says, I'm on borrowed time, can't shake it, blackout when I'm raging. Okay. Now, blacking out when you're in rage, that is an actual, what do you call it? That is actually a thing that can happen. And it is a disorder. However, it can also happen when you are possessed and you get into a spot where that influence is pretty much gotcha, right? And then you're doing the violent act, and then pretty much you're not in control anymore. The demon is. You ever watch the Conjuring movie, The Devil Made Me Do It? Literally, right there, that whole movie is just Yeah. So, yes, it is possible it could be, in this case, a demonic possession, or it could literally be a psychological disorder. But we don't know quite which one it is. So back to the video.
It's an invisible voice that is talking to me and it's always telling me to kill. I got a problem with separating what my head is creating from things that are real. I'm in a room hyperventilating and debating the pop up the cavity's pill. If I get angry, I'm going to start up a riot like people on Capitol Hill. Fight! 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 Yeah. Fight!
Okay. Yeah. So back to when I accidentally jumped ahead, where pretty much Machine Gun Kelly says there's an invisible voice that is talking to me and it's always telling me to kill. That's not normal. Okay, that's not normal. Again, could it be a psychological disorder? Yeah. It could be, symptoms of schizophrenia. You can't diagnose it as schizophrenia, though, based off of one symptom. So, yeah, keep that in mind. But that is the symptom, like hearing delusions or hallucinations and stuff. That could be symptoms of a psychological disorder. And it is always important, and I will say this over and over and over again, when you're trying to rule shit out, you have to seek help from a doctor. Both, a physical one and one that helps with psychological issues. Because sometimes it can be health related and not paranormal. And sometimes, too, it could be both. But the problem is, when it's both, it's very difficult to treat because you don't know how much of one side is influencing the other. So the other thing in the video where he pretty much had the Joker mouth situation, that freaked me the fuck out. And a lot of times too, when I hear like the voices from demonic entities, I get nasty images with them too, which again helps me figure out that it ain't me. And I've seen a demonic entity have that weird fucking smile. It was a long time ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, it wasn't like bloody, but it was like Cheshire Cat meets creepy ass, I don't know, horror film, like creepy ass smile. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's gross. So that's why I was like, could this be based off of an experience that is paranormal, or is it something that's psychological, or is it both? And I'm not going to say whether or not, Machine Gun Kelly or Corpse has, a demonic attachment to them. I'm not going to figure that out because that's going to take a lot of time. Plus, honestly, I feel like it's not my business. Because what if I did find out the truth, right? What am I going to say? Hey, MGK, yo, by the way, you have a demon attached to you? He's going to think I'm fucking crazy if he even sees my message, which he probably won't because I'm a nobody. And same thing with Corpse, yeah. If anything, yeah, I don't know. But yeah.
The end.
Directed by Machine Gun Kelly. Okay. So he directed it. Interesting. Wow. And you know what? I'll show it to you in the video, but if you look at Machine Gun Kelly's subscriber count, it's 7.77 million, right? So usually, okay, so let's say you see a number and you're like, okay, I keep seeing this number. When you Google it, if you don't know what the number means or anything, always take the first one you see. So the first one I see, so 777, indicates it's time to get rewards for your efforts, indicating the path following your guardian angel. To repeatedly seeing the number means you're going to right way to achieving you're going the right way to whoever wrote this sucks at grammar. You are going the right way to achieving your success. Yeah, whoever wrote this needs to take an English class. I'm sorry. Okay. Or maybe I was supposed to see that number, which would make more sense. Okay, yeah. So recently, he did open up about drugs and therapy and all that stuff. Which, you know what, a lot of rappers and musicians are into drugs. It's kind of like that culture there. So yeah. So then you have drug use. In addition to, obviously, he's got psychological disorders going on. Which, you know what, everybody's human. That shit happens. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially, you know, if you're trying to help yourself and make yourself better as a person, great. But then you have the other side of it of how much of it is influenced by negative entities, right? Especially, like, the alarming thing to me in the video was literally, he says that he hears a voice inside his head. It says, kill, kill, kill. Yeah, that to me is a red flag. Yeah, and it's all about, like, violence and losing control and rage. Yeah. So, quick analysis. I think it is a combination of both. I could see how there could be negative entities influencing his already social and psychological and emotional issues. I could see how the one feeds into the other. But yeah, I know I've said this in other videos too, but also when you have psychological issues, demons love to take advantage of that. And because there is a weakness, you know, that you may suffer, it just makes it all that easier for a demon to get its grasp upon you, unfortunately. Demons and negative entities feed on negative energy, and what's going on when you suffer psychological disorders? You're not feeling the best, and oftentimes you're feeling very negative emotions, right? So it's just a perfect feeding ground for dark entities, and yeah, and even pretty much anything that wants negative energy, because that's what they feed on. I think I'm just gonna leave it at that right now. So if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, leave them down below. What do you think? Do you think, you know, this was more negative entity driven? Do you think it's more like a psychological situation going on? Or do you think it's both like I do? So yeah, put your answer down in the comment section, and I will see you again soon. Peace out.